been a mad morning. Everybody's out drilling. Charlie's been out rolling. I've been at the farm doing the cattle, making sure cattle are good. Got the power harrow on, and we're going to go. And what's happening is this beautiful weather is now causing us a few issues, so we're going to go and have a look at the field. I'll show you what we're talking about. Look behind me, you can see the farm. Years and years and years ago, before the motorway was here, these used to be one field, so you could yeah, they used to be giant fields. But the motorway came, split everything in half, and now we've got this horrible droning noise to put up with. Aren't we lucky? We're out here with the power harrow. We're going to go over this field. They have had once over with the discs late autumn last year, and what is happening, we get down low, everything is just turning into, because this is heavy clay stuff, really heavy clay, it is just going to this sort of nice and soft underneath where you want to drill into, and on top is rock hard, and I mean hard, concrete. We are just going to knock this down, and it should make just a little bit better seed bed. It might make things a little bit more tacky, but the drill is still probably a day and a half away from these fields, so we're just going to see what it does. We're just going to try and make it a better job for the drill to drill into. We would usually come across with something like a spring tine, but it made things ever so difficult with the drill because it turfs everything up and you can't see your marker for where you need to drill. Peter was drilling blind in some places last year. We're hoping it comes up nice, you know. We've got a few more days of sunshine. I think it's coming overcast and colder next week. Keithy still isn't here with the other drill yet, and once the drill's around the farm, we'll get some drones up and we'll get some pictures for you, because we haven't done that yet. Show you the weapon of choice. We're on my tractor, 7718. Now, because we're running the PTO, we should get full usage of the 200 horsepowers. These are the things, those go in the ground, they spin ever so fast, knock all the dirt down. I think we got her set pretty nice. We're just sort of leveling her off, knocking her down a bit. All you got to do is look across the field that way, and then look at what we've done here. Leveled everything off, knocked it all down, left a little bit tacky on top, but that'll dry off nicely in time for when Pete gets here. And he should be able to drill into that, and it shouldn't be such hard work for his drill. It should be a bit kinder on his tines, and it should leave a nice job as well. You'd be able to scratch a line into that as well. I think that's doing a nice job. I've got my PTO switch here. I'll have my auto switch, which means every time I pick my arms up, it knocks the PTO off, saves wear on the PTO, because the PTO goes all different angles as it lifts it up. So when I put it back down, it automatically kicks on. We're not going to mess about, we've got a lot to get on with. I've got these 3 fields here. This one over here is quite wet, but we've got to get onto it later on, maybe, or tomorrow. A few quick tractor settings. We're in 4-wheel drive. PTO is on now. You can see it going around. The guards need a little bit of updating on this thing, but they're perfectly fine. We're in low range as well. That helps us as well. And everything is set on there perfectly. This is your draft control. This is your speed that the power harrow goes down. We can knock that down a bit. And this is how high you get your machine to lift up on your arms. Very simple, very easy. I want this button here. This is the auto button. Now when I get to the end, it's going to stop the power harrow, and it's not going to be a quick job, we know that. But that looks a lot better than that over there, and yeah. It should give us a better till for the plants to grow in, so that's what we're doing. It's I can run this tractor with a bit more power if we need to, but I think we're about where we want to be. Get to the end, look, everything's shut itself off. I'll show you. We turn around, try and keep the weight on the grass. And then once we're on this thing, knock her down. I've got my arms at the back a little bit loose, and it just gives the machine you know, it allows the machine to turn with the tractor. I'm going to pick up my disc marks in a minute and try and follow those, so I've got some sort of marks to go to. Keep everything going the same way, but that looks, you know, that looks perfect, doesn't it? I'm really happy with how that's going. I thought I might be sinking, but I can see this is going to be a nice job. We're about halfway into this field now. It's doing a nice job actually. I'm quite pleased with what it's doing. We had some news actually regarding our regarding the 6480 that went in for a clutch pack change. Wow, they got it all apart, and not only did they find worn front clutches, but all the back ones were worn as well. And not only that, they found a burnt cage where they all sit in. So yeah, it's going to be a the farmer wasn't sure what to do with it. On one hand, he was toying with selling it and getting something else, but that leaves someone else with a problem. We don't like doing that, so we had it in and done. They're into it at the minute. But yeah, not only we got front clutch packs, we got our back clutch packs and a new cage that it all sits in within the gearbox. So yeah, it's not going to be a cheap bill, that one, but once it comes back, it'll be right. It'll do a few more seasons with us, and you know, it'll be good. Looks like we're going to get a nice sunset. Farmer's over at Alistair's. He's drilling that. Keithy's got another day. Should be finished by tomorrow afternoon over at Graham and Martin's. So yeah, he'll be back at the farm then we'll go and get a ride on with Keithy in that 8S and see how that's all going. They managed to fix the so if I haven't told you, Keithy got started, and let's just get up to speed. Yeah, Keithy got started, but we couldn't figure out what was going on with it. It was wasn't registering on the screen where its arms were, and yeah, Massey came out to us straight away. Fair play to them. They come out and they put a new potentiometer which measures where your arms are, but it turns out it just needed calibrating. I don't know if it hadn't been calibrated since new or what, but yeah, it's going now, it's working. Yeah, we'll get a ride on with Keithy and see the job that drill's doing. Got a little surprise for you. This morning we had the first of our stabilisers born. Came out at number 16, which is this one here. Alright, mum. They're lovely and quiet. This is the calf. What is he? Little steer. Little steer, and then she had him in the night. Farmer's already done navel. He's up and sucking as well, just having a little sleep. But first the stabiliser's born, and then when we got here this morning, we actually had another one. I'll show you. We're back in shorts. Weather's lovely, but it's all about to change from tomorrow. I think it's going to get a bit colder and a bit more changeable, I think. There she is. This is number 6, and look at her little face. Got the same markings as mum. Oh, very similar markings. Brown eye and a white nose. She looks a bit cold. Mum, you want to get in there? Mum hasn't quite cleaned her off very well. She'll be alright. She one of the things we notice instantly, calf drops out, and literally within 10 minutes calf's on its feet, up and under sucking. So taking notice. They both had them on their own, no assistance, no nothing. It's exactly what we were hoping for. It's a little heifer as well, so might be a keeper, that one, but we'll see. This young man just playing around. We've got some more tagging to do in here, but the drills are going, and we're on the power harrow again today, so we're going to go and get that. We've got quite a bit ahead of us, so we're going to get cracking on that. Drills are going to be back. Ooh. Drills should be back tomorrow, so we'll hopefully get a drilling video done for you tomorrow, and you can have a look around the drills. Keithy's nearly done over at Graham and Martin's, and Peter should be done by Alistair's today, so should be back at the farm. But we want to get up ahead of Peter as far as we can. Finished up last night in the field over the road there. I'm going to try and get this one, the one on the hill there, try and get a picture up there because that's my favourite spot. But we've got one field across the way there to do as well, and if we get to it there are a couple of others that we might have a go at later on. Driving a bit harder today, it seems to have changed overnight. It's just drying out, it's getting really tough. Keithy said he was getting on yesterday, but he's having the same issue. It's getting, the knobbles are just drying out into concrete knobbles. It's making the power hour drive hard. So it is what it is. It's just the way the weather goes. You have a rain and then a big sunny spell. Everything dries off too quick. It's the way it is, can't change it. Why are my arms not working today? That's annoying. Yeah, still problems with this bloody tractor with the arms and the hydraulics, but we'll get around it. Wasn't too bad yesterday. Oh, I can't remember what we're planting over here. I think we're going barley over here. So these fields will all be barley. We got winter wheat the other side of the motorway there, and we're going spring wheat out the front of the farm there. So and then we got a big block of oats with our rented fields away from the farm there. Over at Jackie's and Collins, we call them. Hopefully it should all be good. Young Charlie is on the rolls today. She's going to catch up to the drill. I think she's going to be out there with young Hamish over at Alistair's by the time she gets up there later on. She's had herself into some situations. We all done it. I had it last year, and if it wasn't her, it'd probably be me anyway. So yeah, she got herself into a couple of jams, but you know, it is what it is. You only learn by getting into them and getting out of them. We're just coming up to my favourite spot. It's also the steepest run that we have, really. I don't think there's anything steeper than this. We're just approaching the steep bit. Show you out the front. Probably doesn't do it justice. It never does on the camera. You never see how steep it is, but you'll see on my monitor here. You'll start hearing the engine note as it starts to struggle on the hill. So we knock her down a gear. You got to be quick because the engine note changes, and all of a sudden you can be stopped when you don't really want to be. We're going to knock her down one more. It's not crazy steep, but it's steep enough, especially with the weight on the back. And if you were really struggling, what you'd have to do is just come around the top and just power hour your way down. Peter was telling me this morning, I caught up with him this morning, he was telling me that on this clay, where it started to go quite hard, quite fast, it wasn't quite burying the seed as we'd like. So this is why we're out here with the power harrow, just to try and get a bit finer till, so we can bury the seed a little bit better. Have a look at that. It's always my favourite spot. Always makes for a good picture. So Peter's tine drill, because it's a cultivator drill as well, it's going to knock it about again once more. Then we're going to get the rolls, the Cambridge rolls. Charlie will probably be on there. And then we'll roll it, and it should knock these clumps down even more. These have got a good day to have a little bit more drying on them, so it should do an all right job. Should leave quite a good finish on it, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. You can see the two fields down the bottom I've done already. We're right next to the motorway. Apologies for the sound, I know it's not going to be great. You can see the wheat fields. If you look straight over the motorway there, the wheat fields and our grass Timothy fields. There's a straw rick, that's the straw rick over there, and then the farm right at the bottom over the motorway. Pretty cool spot, I love coming up here. I think we've got a few more days of dry, so we're hoping to keep going, get these drilled. We've got John on us to drill, we've got out the front of the farm to drill, all of Peter's farm still to drill. So there's still plenty to go at, so there'll be a few more videos yet. My tractor, back out at the workshop. We've been having issues with the back end. Electronic spools, electronic arms, anything to do with the back end electrics is just, and it's just given up the ghost now. It's it was painful, but we could do something with it, so we weren't too phased. But now it's just literally anything you try and do, even just trying to pick up the arms, it just picks up, it just keeps cutting off. There's something to do with the electrics, we're not quite sure. So I think it's going to get sent off back to Massey. for another look, even though they've had 10 looks already, but it's something to do with the electronics back here. Yeah, we've had 10 times around it, but I don't know. We've had enough of it now. So the guys are going to have to look at it again for us. I'm just giving her a good blowout because she's been sat in the dust for the last few days.